London, a city of kings and queens, merchants and misfits, triumphs and tragedies, a place where ancient ruins sit beneath modern streets and where nearly every stone has a story to tell. Today, millions call London home. It's a global powerhouse of finance, culture, fashion, and politics. But blimey, the road to becoming one of the world's greatest cities wasn't exactly a walk in the park. Long before Big Ben towered over Westminster and red double-decker buses rolled through crowded streets, London was little more than a muddy stretch of riverbank beside the Thames. Thousands of years ago, hunter-gatherers wandered these lands, setting up camps near the river that gave them food, fresh water, and a way to travel.
As farming spread across Britain, small communities settled more permanently. Generations passed. Tribes traded goods and forged local identities. During the Iron Age, Celtic peoples dominated the region, living in settlements protected by hill forts and connected through growing trade networks. Then, in 43 AD, the Romans arrived, and everything changed. Roman legions invaded Britain under Emperor Claudius, bringing military discipline, engineering brilliance, and imperial ambition. Around AD 47, they established a settlement along the Thames called Londinium. At first, it wasn't much to look at. Timber buildings, muddy roads, and a wooden bridge crossing the river. But the location was absolutely brilliant. Trade flourished. Merchants arrived from across the Roman world. Wine from Gaul, olive oil from Spain, luxury goods from distant provinces. Londinium quickly transformed into a thriving commercial center. Then, disaster struck. In AD 60, Queen Boudica led a fierce rebellion against Roman rule. Her warriors stormed through Roman settlements, and Londinium was abandoned by its defenders. The city burned. Buildings collapsed. Thousands perished. For many settlements, that would have been game over. Not London. The Romans rebuilt.
Stronger, bigger, more ambitious. Stone replaced timber. Bathhouses welcomed citizens. Forums bustled with activity. Temples honored Roman gods. Defensive walls protected the growing city. At its peak, Roman London was home to tens of thousands of people. It had become a proper city. Yet even mighty Rome couldn't last forever. By the early 5th century, Roman authority in Britain collapsed. The legions withdrew. Administration disappeared. Trade declined. Londinium faded into silence. Grand buildings stood abandoned. Streets emptied. Nature crept back into the city. For a time, London's future looked a bit ropey. Then came new arrivals. The Anglo-Saxons settled across Britain, establishing kingdoms and rebuilding communities among the ruins of the Roman world. Gradually, London found life again. Wooden houses appeared. Markets reopened. Craftsmen returned to work. Christian missionaries spread their faith. The city slowly recovered. But trouble was never far away. By the order returned. London survived once more. By the medieval period, the city had become England's beating heart. Narrow streets overflowed with traders. Bakers sold fresh bread. Blacksmiths hammered iron. Fishmongers shouted over customers. The smell, truth be told, was probably absolutely dreadful. People lived shoulder to shoulder. Waste filled the streets. Disease spread easily. Yet commerce thrived. After the Norman Conquest of 1066, William the Conqueror recognized London's importance. The Tower of London began rising above the city, a symbol of royal power. And, if we're honest, a not-so-subtle warning to anyone thinking of causing a bit of aggro. London Bridge became lined with homes and shops. Guilds controlled trades. Merchants accumulated wealth. Pilgrims passed through its gates. The city expanded steadily. Then came catastrophe. In 1348, the Black Death reached England. Royal authority expanded. Under Elizabeth I, London flourished. Trade grew. Exploration expanded. The arts thrived, and playwrights captured the imagination of audiences. One of them was William Shakespeare. At the Globe Theatre, crowds laughed, cried, cheered, and gasped as actors brought unforgettable stories to life. London had become a cultural powerhouse. Then, in 1665, plague returned. The Great Plague swept through the city. Homes were marked. Families isolated themselves. Fear filled the streets. Tens of thousands died. As if that wasn't enough, the following year brought another nightmare. In September 1666, a fire broke out in Pudding Lane. Driven by strong winds and fueled by timber buildings packed tightly together, flames spread rapidly. House after
Victorian London dazzled with innovation, but it also struggled with poverty, overcrowding, and inequality. Jack the Ripper haunted the East End. Children worked in harsh conditions. Life could be brutally difficult. The 20th century brought fresh challenges. During the Blitz of the Second World War, bombs rained down across London. Buildings collapsed. Fires burned. Families sheltered underground. Despite unimaginable hardship, Londoners carried on. They queued for supplies, helped neighbors, refused to surrender. Their resilience became legendary. After the war, Reconstruction began. New housing emerged. Communities rebuilt. Immigration But perhaps that's what makes London so fascinating. It's never truly finished. Every generation leaves its mark. The Romans laid the foundations. The Saxons rebuilt from ruin. The Normans raised mighty fortresses. The Tudors transformed culture and power. Victorians filled the city with industry and ambition. Modern London continues reinventing itself every single day. Walk through the city now, and you'll find layers of history stacked on top of one another. A Roman wall hidden behind an office block. A medieval alley tucked between glass skyscrapers. A centuries-old pub standing just meters away from cutting-edge technology firms. Few places on Earth blend past and present quite like London. And that's why millions of visitors arrive every year, eager to experience its unique character. Some come for Buckingham Palace, others for Westminster, the Tower of London, the British Museum, the West. Watching history unfold. From the ashes of Boudicca's rebellion to the fires of 1666, from the terror of the Blitz to the vibrant, multicultural metropolis of the 21st century, London has survived it all. Not because it avoided hardship, but because it adapted. Because its people adapted. Generation after generation. Century after century. And that's the real story of London. Not its buildings, not its monuments, not even its kings and queens. The true story of London is the story of resilience, of ordinary people rebuilding after extraordinary challenges, of communities coming together when times were tough,
of a city that refuses to stand still. So the next time you see the London skyline,